Want to get down to our man, Steve Chaggaris. He's Sinclair's Washington bureau chief. Want to do a quick lightning round, bring us up to date on this Monday morning. Hey, Steve, thanks. Welcome. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, Gene. Good to be with you.
Give me the latest on the SAVE Act. Donald Trump has been railing to get this passed. It's one step forward, one step back. Now they've attached most of it, the provisions that demand more identification when you vote, want to crack down on the way, the election process. Where is that now? It's been attached to another bill. It passed the House. Does it stand a chance of passing the Senate?
Probably not. So it's attached now. It passed the House, but now they're attaching it to a spending bill in the House that will eventually go to the Senate. The problem is in the Senate, the parliamentarian looks at these budget bills and say, if it's not relevant to the budget, you can't be in this bill. So that's what they tried to do before. They're trying to do it again. It doesn't seem to work. Trying to pass it alone in the Senate is also difficult because you need 60 votes to get past any kind of filibuster. So this is the conundrum the Senate's been in. The House can pass it as many times as they want. Yeah. Senate's having trouble. So Trump's trying to push it, trying to figure out ways around it, but it's just going to be it's a long slog, and it's going to be hard for them to do it.
It's the SAVE Act, demand voter registration. Only citizens can vote. Penalties for anybody who allows it otherwise. Trump wants to fire the Senate parliamentarian, right? But he can't. He doesn't like that person.
Correct. It's not really his person to fire.
Right.
But to your point, right, the provisions in the bill are actually pretty popular. If you look at polling, voter ID and proof of citizenship, it's like 80-20 support those things. It's just that trying to get things through Congress, anything through Congress these days, is always very difficult. Even stuff that's popular among Americans.
Just before we leave the Senate, Lindsey Graham passing memorial services are set for him. Is it going to be a full ceremony in the rotunda of the Capitol? What are they doing for Lindsey?
I read that there's going to be a service likely at the National Cathedral. Okay. They'll probably have him lying in state at the Rotunda as well, but the service itself will be at the Cathedral.
Okay. Latest on Iran. President again said we bombed the hell out of him over the weekend. Why? Do you happen to know why are we holding off on Karg Island? That appears to be the prize. That's where they do all their oil processing and put it on the ships. Karg Island. We're hitting everything else but that. Do you know why?
I don't know why. There's a couple of things going on here. First of all, is the war is extremely unpopular among Americans. So there's always a political angle to this, right? Especially among independents, and so that's part of it. The other part of it is gas prices, right? For Republicans running for re-election, freaking out about gas prices. If you start, dealing with oil and causing oil to rise even more, then of course the gas prices rise. That could be part of it as well. But the other thing that's being reported is that both sides, both the U.S. and Iran, they're running out of munitions in this whole thing. And for this to get back to a full-scale war, they don't necessarily have the military capability to really get back there. So you're sort of seeing both sides keep it at a level where it's one strike, one strike, one strike, one strike, and that may be the future of this for the next several weeks until Trump at least tries to convince them to come back to the table.
The president was asked yesterday, well, you said it was going to be 5 to 6 weeks. What happened? And he basically said, well, it's almost like you bring your car in for an oil change. I'm finding a lot of things. It got a little more complicated. Is that basically the way that he's summing up his explanation? Well, you never know.
You never know, yeah. But at the end of the day, it's clear they miscalculated. Even supporters of Trump will say that he miscalculated. He thought that the people of Iran were going to rise up after the first strikes and overthrow the government. That never happened. And then they got control of the strait and everything, the 4 to 6 week plan out the window.
Yeah, with regard to his election speech that was delivered in primetime, addressed to the nation, NBC, ABC as a network opted not to carry it. Our company, Sinclair, had its local stations carry it nonetheless. I think it was the right decision. And by the way, I said that before. I have a radio show. I said that on my radio show before I even found out that our company made that decision unilaterally to cover it. I think it was the right decision. I don't like anybody getting in between me and the news. I don't want any filter. Let me watch it. Let me address it. Smirkanish on CBS had the boldness to basically say the same thing to his own network, CNN. Smirkanish on CNN over the weekend. What's been the buzz down there in Washington among correspondents you rubbed shoulders with?
Yeah, I think there's one line, which is what you're saying. And I think that's generally the thought, like, this is the President of the United States. He has something to say, whether you agree with it or not, or whether you think it's true or not, or whether you think he's lying. It's healthy to watch it and make your own decision and allow people to watch it. I think some people say it might be censorship to just not run it at all. CBS did an interesting thing. They ran part of it, and then they sort of cut out of it, and then they did a fact check in real time. And that might have been a way to strike the balance. But I'm of the mindset like you are, right? Let everybody see what it is. This is the President of the United States, leader of the free world. He's got something to say. Okay, then you take what he says and you look at what he said and talk about what this is true, this is not true, these arguments hold water, they don't hold water, and you can have that discussion afterwards.
Yeah.
But let him have his say.
Look, he's the president. Whatever he says is news. Whether he's talking about the lettuce he had to eat or whatever it is, it's news. And I'm glad McConish called out his own network, CNN. They didn't carry it as well. Just quickly, about 30 seconds left. Vice President Vance had his fourth child. Congratulations to them. A boy, right? Another boy?
Another boy. And the historic nature of it is she's the first second lady to have a child while in office in 150 years.
Yeah, I read they're looking for another house in the suburbs. Is that to like go back and forth? What did you hear about that?
Yeah, so they were looking at a place out in the burbs, I think, to get away from everything in the city. And so, you know, J.D. Vance has a lot more money than I think you'd think he has, and I think they're just looking for another place to sort of like hang out when they're not in town.
Yeah, well, he wrote the book, and the movie was made about the book,
Yep.
and you're right. He's got more money than maybe we think. All right, Steve, thanks. See you soon.
Thanks, Gene.